What's your name and where you're currently based?
My name is Juliana, and I live in California, Orange County. And I've been there for, a long time, but I was born in South Korea.
Beautiful.
And I think that was one of the things that I was drawn to Tim because we have like kind of the same culture of like being born in that kind of, mindset that Koreans have.
Mm.
They're very much like they follow you know, that prescribed road. They don't question what their like purpose in life is. They just try to get like the most successful that you can be within like what the world says you should do.
So on that note, then tell me what has motivated you to come all the way here? Was it to come out of that culture, or was it something else that made you want to actually break free from that shell?
Yeah, so as I was doing LMA, of course, at the end of LMA is when I decided to commit to WCA. And at that time, I was in a very toxic relationship. And I knew that, it was not sustainable and something had to change. And I knew that I didn't have any power to change anyone else besides myself. And so as I got toward the end of LMA and, I saw the video for WCA, I just felt like this need to do something for myself. And though I've been to like other programs and seminars and workshops, I've never been able to keep that same feeling, and remember those feelings when I go back home. And I just wanted to come out here to Thailand, of all places, a place that I've always wanted to go. I've never been able to go. And in fact, we were supposed to go to Thailand before, but like our plans got sabotaged by a sick child. And so it was always a place I wanted to go. It was a way that I could leave everything behind, all my responsibilities, and focus on myself. And it was really like a stretch because I had very young children. My husband was not like very cooperative. So I didn't know how I was going to get here. I didn't know, how I was going to figure it out, but I knew that I had to do something for myself.
So on that note then, because I've seen you doing many different things here in those 4 days, but for you specifically, what would you say was the biggest breakthrough or aha moment that you had experienced in those 4 days so far?
I think the biggest moment came for me this morning. I've had a lot of breakthroughs. Every day I've had a breakthrough, but I've had those breakthroughs toward the end when I'm almost out of time, when it's my last opportunity to get that breakthrough. And so this morning I was like, when Tim was asking, how do you want to show up for yourself? And this morning I made like a commitment to myself that I'm going to show up immediately, not at the end when I'm almost out of time. I'm not going to wait till I'm at death's door. I'm not going to wait till I'm out of time. I'm not going to wait till I'm 70, 80, 90 years old when I think, oh, I'm almost out of time. I need to show up now, today, immediately. And then this morning I had another breakthrough and I was able to have that breakthrough immediately. So I think that was the biggest one for me.
So on that note then, what would you say surprised you the most or made you the happiest about the entire experience?
I think the best thing that I've gotten here is just the connection to everyone. I think we're all, in a way, we're all the same. We have the same challenges, although it looks a little different from person to person, and we're like truly like mirrors for each other. And as I'm helping someone else, I'm also helping myself. I find that like I'm finding healing and I'm finding the strength when I see like this person's just like me. And when I hear them tell me about their vision and their struggles, I'm like, but that doesn't sound very difficult. And then I see myself doing what they're doing, thinking things are difficult, thinking things are out of reach. And then as I'm telling them, no, you're right there, then I can see too that like I'm right there. Yeah. So I think that's been the most like the connections, the realizations, and like the bonds that we've formed. Like we're really like family now. I think that's like really amazing.
And I think that's incredible because you guys, like, even just watching how you support one another, it feels like everybody's success is your own. And
Yeah.
honestly, it's like the most beautiful thing. So, one last thing, because I can hear Liam already blasting it. Um, for somebody who is watching this and maybe they want to be part of this experience where
Yeah.
maybe they're afraid or they're allowing the limiting beliefs or circumstances to get them away and hold them back, what would you say to that person that wants to do this but they're too afraid to make it happen?
Yeah. I mean, I almost didn't make it here. You know, my husband passed away last year and I was lost in grief. And I have two young children who have also had, you know, a lot of issues as a result of that. And I was afraid that if I leave them, that I would like traumatize them for life. And that's the least thing I want to do is create more trauma. So I almost canceled the whole trip. But there was something inside me that I knew like this is not just like a vacation I'm going on to escape. Like I'm going here so that I can find something in myself that when I come back, I'm going to be so much more. I'm going to be able to give them so much more. And being here, I'm so, so thankful that I did because I found what I've been looking for and more. And we're not even at the end yet. We're just, you know, we still have a day and a half to go. And if I can come back next week and do it again, I will.
Beautiful. So, one last thing then, what is the message that you would like to leave everybody with? Something that comes from your heart.
That little voice, it might be a shaky little voice, but you have to trust it. Believe in yourself and know that 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 voice that is calling you to something that scares you shitless, that's the voice you have to follow.